Welcome to a very interesting tutorial on mysql++. And so in this tutorial I'll be showing you how to configure and install mysql++. So it is as easy as ABCD. So let's get started. So open up your browser and type in mysql++ and click on this mysql++ Target Soft. It will take you in turn into this page, and here you might actually want to read and see what mysql++ is all about, but I'll be interested with the mysql++ 3.25 tar.gz. so click on it and download it. Once you have a copy of that, the other thing that you need is you need to install the mysql. So I used mysql installer to do this. I don't know whether they still support the mysql installer, but if you manage to find it, you might actually want to add. Just click on this add and then probably search for mysql server and add it. And the other thing that we need is the mysql connector, see, which is really vital for us to work with mysql pp. So once you have all of that, the other thing that you need is you need to install a compiler, that is a C++ compiler. You can follow along using Visual C++, but I'll be using the mingw compiler. So make sure that you have installed the mingw compiler. Now, once all of that is out of the way, let's go to where I downloaded my tar.gz file, and it is somewhere around here. So if you look carefully, you'll see that I have mine here. So I'm going to extract it using 7-zip and just select the extract here. It will generate this mysql++ 3.25.tar. Go ahead and unzip it again. So I'm going to extract files, and I'm going to select a subfolder inside my root directory, and that is the mysql pp trial folder, and say OK, and then just say OK. So it will unzip it and it will create for me my SQL folder. Now let's go ahead and double click on that mysql pp trial folder, and you see it has generated for us this mysql++ 3.25 folder, and there is also another one inside that. And once you reach this folder, there are a couple of files and folders inside there, and the one that you are much so interested in is the readme mingw, since I am using the mingw compiler. In case you are using Visual C++, I think this is where you need to be heading. So let me just open it using Sublime Text, and here, if you have time, you can actually want to go through that and read and see what needs to be done in case you have problems. But I'll be just getting this line of code, and I'll copy it, and I'll head over to, I'll open up command line, and I'll navigate to where I have unzipped my SQL++ tar.gz. so it is somewhere around here in my desktop, I think. So inside here I have this folder called mysql pp trial. So I might actually want to check the contents. Let me just expand my CMD. I still have a mysql++ folder in there, so I'm going to change directory into that, and I bet there's another one. And now I think I am inside the mysql++. So here I'm going to paste in the line of code that I copied from the readme min.gw, and just click enter, and it will start building the mysql++, and it will generate for us a library that is mysql pp.dll, which we'll be using to continue working with it. So I'll come back once it has finished building, so don't go away, I'll be back very soon. So it has managed to build it, and it has generated for us that DLL file. So let's go and confirm whether it is true. So inside here we can see that it has generated a couple of files, and the one that we are interested in is around here, I think somewhere around here, this mysql pp DLL. Once you see this, that you know that you are in business. So the other thing that we need to do is double click on this install icon, and let me just click never mind for now. I'll actually want to install it in a very appropriate place, probably in my local disk C, and here I'll create a folder which I'll call probably my sqlpp, and go back to that install icon and double click on it, and then just select that and select the folder that we created just now, the mysql pp. So it is around here, and just say install. And if you go back to where that mysql pp folder is, you'll see that it has generated for us this mysql++, and inside there we have this include folder, and we also have this lib and min.gw folder. Once you see all of this, you know that you are on the right track. So let's go back and see how we can actually create a project using mysql pp. So to do that, I'll be using Eclipse CDT, which is a C++ IDE. You can actually follow along with Visual Studio, but I'll be using Eclipse CDT. You might actually want to install it. So I'm just going to say new, then select this C/C++ project, then click on the C++ manage build, go next, and then I'm going to give it a name, probably mysql pp trial, and then I'm going to expand this makefile project and select the hello world C++ makefile project, and then also select the min.gw GCC compiler. Go click next, just click next, and here I have this advanced setting button. Click on it and click on this C/C++ build and tick the generate make files automatically, and then just say apply, and then apply and close, and then just say finish, just say okay, and it will generate this nice mysql pp project. So let me just do away with this C syntax and put in C++ syntax and include iostream as usual. And once we have all of that, I can actually return something. I don't know what. So return some money that I had borrowed, probably. I'm just kidding. So just say exit success, And once you have all of that, click on your MySQL PP trial project that you have created and go to properties and select C++ build, and then select the settings. Then come here and select the tool settings, select the GCC C++ compiler, go to miscellaneous. This step is optional. You might want to actually specify it or not, so I'm going to specify it. So I'm going to specify the standard of C++ that I'll be using, and that will be GNU ++ 17, and go to the includes. And so the includes that I'll be requiring are these 2 lines of code. So this is where we have our include folder, the one that we installed in the C directory, and this is where we have installed the MySQL server. My version is 5.7. I don't know whether your version is higher or lower. So if you navigate to this include folder, you'll find out that it has this MySQL server 5.7. Once you have finished with that, go to the GW C++ linker, then go to libraries. So, and the libraries that will require will be mysql pip, and you also need to specify the mysql library. So once we have those 2 in place, the last thing that we need is where our MySQL PP library is located. So let's go back to Eclipse, and where the MySQL Server 5.7 library is located. So once you have that all out of the way, just go and say apply. Do you wish to rebuild now? You can actually just say yes and just say apply and close. So once all of that is out of the way, you can go ahead and say hashtag include the mysql ++.h, and inside our main function we might actually want to test whether mysql ++ is actually working. So to do that is actually quite easy. So I'm going to define a string using mysql pp. So I'm just saying let me just first of all build it. I hope everything is just okay. It actually throws a lot of warnings. I have never understood why. So it has finished building. Let me just go ahead and type in MySQL lpp string. Probably call it, I don't know, greet. Inside there just say hello world and finish it out. And probably you might want to print this out by saying hope it will run. So just save it and build it a second time, and we will be expecting it to display hello world. Once you see it displaying hello world, you know that you are in business. So in the next tutorial, I'll be showing you how probably to connect to a database using mysql pp. So yeah, brace yourselves. So run as local c++ application, and it says 1 2 3 hello world. Yeah, thank you, have a nice day, and catch me in the next tutorial. Bye.